This year, we upgraded our off-grid RVing experience with new EnduroPower lithium batteries to fuel our adventure.
And after using the system for 6 months, we're going to tell you how it works for us in the real world and all the amazing things that we can do with it.
And make sure you stick around to the end because we'll be sharing why right now is the best time to upgrade to EnduroPower lithium batteries.
We're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, dog people, food people, adventure people. We've been living on the road for the past 4 years, traveling in our Winnebago Navion and jet-setting to destinations around the globe. Each week, we bring you along with us to show you how to live like a local in every new state we visit.
So before we talk about the progress and how things are going since our installation, we should probably talk about our installation. So let's go through a quick recap about what we did and why. Back in February, we drove to Chile, Colorado and met up with Harrison, co-founder of EnduroPower Batteries. To stay current on how customers use their products, EnduroPower does several test installations each year on a variety of boats, RVs, golf carts, and industrial applications.
The two main benefits of putting lithium into your RV, if you're just going to drop in kind of your existing system, it's going to give you a longer run time and less maintenance.
We worked with Harrison and came up with a plan to replace several major components and upgrade our off-grid capabilities. We replaced our charger, inverter, solar charge controller, and added 400 amp hours of lithium from EnduroPower, plus a whopping 800 watts of solar. We can now power everything, I mean literally everything, from our lithium batteries, whereas before, well, some things didn't work unless you were plugged in at a campground or using a generator. A new DC to DC charger helps protect the Mercedes alternator, and the new inverter charger keeps the chassis battery topped up too. To help us keep track of all of this, we've installed a brand new display system that shows everything on one easy-to-read screen or on our phones.
This is your display that brings all the components together, and you no longer have to check all these different places to see what's going on. It's all right there.
So I don't have to go over and like manually lift my cover and push the button on the battery.
Never again.
Yes.
It was very important for us to figure out how to add all of this without losing much storage space. Using hidden areas behind drawers and reclaiming the space from our old inverter, the result was a loss of only a few inches in one compartment.
All this stuff is tucked away. The wires go up and feed up into the RV here in some hidden spaces.
It's a lot of work and several days of labor, but the reward is unparalleled ability in an RV of this size. After the installation, we traveled up to Leadville for some intense cold weather testing of the new system. Right now, it feels like -5 degrees.
Oh my gosh, and what's it gonna...
Caitlin, we've set a record. Caitlin, this is our new record. This is officially the coldest we've ever gone camping. A frequent question about lithium is how it performs below freezing, and we're here to tell you it works like a champ. EnduroPower batteries have built-in temperature protection that will keep the batteries from charging if the internal battery temperature drops below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But that doesn't stop you from using the energy stored in your batteries. To help us recharge even in single-digit weather, we did insulate the previously open-air battery compartment and installed simple RV tank heaters to the sides of the batteries. The results, as they say, speak for themselves.
We also like to camp in warm weather, and because we have 3 dogs, it's really important to keep it nice and comfortable in here for their safety. So while we're out exploring, I can log into the system, check the status of our batteries, and see if we're getting good solar production. We also installed a remote thermostat. If it's too warm, I can log in and turn the AC on, cooling it down all from our batteries.
And speaking of air conditioners, we get asked a lot if it's actually possible to run them off of batteries. And the answer is yes, just not forever. For example, in our situation, what we try and do is balance air conditioner usage with fan usage. So we have an intelligent fan, and the fan is able to open and close based upon the temperature that you set. So what we'll do is set that to a comfortable temperature, crack open a window, and that will actually vent out a lot of that hot air. So we're using the air conditioning really sparingly, not in a low or high mode, but actually the automatic function, so it's not running the fan. It's really just turning on and off the compressor. By doing it in that mode, we can get almost 8 hours of usage if we have good sunlight and we're generating a lot of solar.
And you don't have to have a deep understanding of watts, amps, or volts to use the system. When I log in and I check on my phone or I come over here to our screen, I'm looking at this one big number right here, and it says 90% right now, meaning that our batteries are almost fully charged. So that tells me I can run anything I want in the RV.
We get asked all the time, are we going to get rid of our generator and do we even use it anymore? And the answer is no and yes, because we have no intention of getting rid of our generator. The truth is, it's actually the fastest way for us to recharge our batteries. You see, if it's a cloudy day, our solar production is going to be quite low. And if we're not moving, that means that our DC to DC charger is also not charging the batteries. So we need the generator to quickly bring our energy back up again in our batteries. With 120 amps of charging power from the inverter charger that we have from Victron, we can make quick work to go from, let's say, 20% to 100% in just a couple of hours. Which brings us to a confessional time. We use a lot of power. These laptops actually have very high wattage power supplies, and our refrigerator is 12 volt only, meaning it only runs off of battery power. So we consume a lot of energy throughout the day. If we didn't have the larger lithium batteries, in the past we would actually have to start our generator perhaps once a day in order to replenish them because of the fact that we were using so much energy during the day.
And that brings us to some of my favorite things that we can do here in the RV off of our batteries. And I know that some of our fellow RV friends can relate to this. For example, I can now blow dry my hair without needing to turn the generator on. If it's a chilly morning and I've just gotten out of the shower, I need to blow dry my hair, and I can do that now without having to worry about the power consumption, which is great. Or if we're cooking a meal, we can run our microwave, convection oven, or even Instant Pot off the batteries, meaning we don't have to turn the generator on, which is really important for national park campgrounds because most of those have generator usage hours, and we don't have to worry about that anymore.
For a family like us who loves to camp in the middle of nowhere, getting lithium batteries has been a complete game changer for us. We're now able to really stay anywhere that we'd like for as long as we'd like and use all of the appliances just like at home. And upgrading to lithium doesn't mean you have to install a system like we did. With a couple of best practices, you can be well on your way. For example, besides the battery, you also need a battery monitor. It's really important to know the state of charge, meaning the percentage of your battery, as opposed to voltage. A lot of people are accustomed to, with lead acid or AGM batteries, to look at the voltage in order to determine how much battery life you have remaining. The truth is, with lithium, that's not really the ideal way to do it. So instead, use state of charge. Another thing you want to consider is your charger or is your converter capable of charging at the higher voltages that lithium requires in order to get to 100%. In our case, we did need to replace it. You might want to check yours. From what I've heard, RVs manufactured after 2020 tend to have a lithium option for their chargers, converters, and also solar charge controllers. Finally, if you're in a motorhome, it is a best practice to install a DC to DC converter or charger. And what that's really doing is protecting the alternator or the engine's charging system from the lithium batteries potentially drawing too much amperage when they're attempting to recharge. With those three components, you're in great shape. Which brings us to, why is this the best time to upgrade to EnduroPower lithium batteries? And the answer is money. Saving money. Between November 20th and 28th, you can save an extra 15% off all EnduroPower lithium batteries on their Black Friday sale. No codes, no special links, no I know a guy named Howard, nothing. All you gotta do is just go to the website and the prices listed include an extra 15% off.
And if you have any additional questions that we didn't cover in this video about our system or how we use it, just drop them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
See ya.